Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for joining me.
No problem.
So, the last 2 episodes, we talked about why I joined, why Brandy joined, why Q joined. Let's chat about why you joined the military.
Okay. That's a little bit of a long story, but I'm going to share it a little bit. So I originally joined because I wanted to go to school. Let's go back a little bit. I had never planned to join, even though I was a military brat.
Yeah.
I had already had my college picked out. I was going to go to UWF. I was accepted, did the tour. And then some things out of my control happened. So I had to think of another option and ended up in the military.
Hey, you had to make real life choices.
I did. Starting up at 18.
Hey, times some people got to make those hard choices early in life. But you know what? I truly believe everything happens for a reason. So
me too. I do too.
What was your first base?
Okay, so I was at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
And that was a really great assignment, honestly. I did a lot. I was only there for about 3.5 years.
Okay.
But it made a lasting mark. I like it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Where was that your first? What base are you at now?
So now I'm in Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam.
Okay.
So I've been here going on. No. I've been here for 4 years. And I'll be leaving next year in May.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. So, what have you deployed ever?
I haven't deployed. No.
So for me, when I first joined, going to school, my focus was school, right? It seems like the same reasons, but was it easy accomplishing those school goals?
No. Oh my gosh. Nobody talks about that. No. It was not easy. You think, okay, I'm going to join for school, right? I'm going to do my little 4 years and I'm going to get out. Well, I did 6 years.
Yeah.
No. When you get in, you really have to focus on being like an airman first, right? So you have to first learn the military lifestyle, that's a transition in itself. Yes. Then you have like your upgrade training, learning your job. So kind of school was pushed off a little bit.
Okay, pushed off. We're going to do big things, but it was on the sideline.
On the sideline.
So for me, when I joined, the schooling, of course, was 75%, I think it was. I'm not 100% sure. It was 75%. So it wasn't 100% tuition. So that was my deterrence. What have you found that's been your blockage during this whole time?
The whole time?
Well, okay, let's not say the whole time. Let's just say, initially, what was your blockage? Because I know coming in, you have to do like a year, right, on station before you could take school. But then after your year kicked in, you
kind of get comfortable. You get complacent. That was me. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I was complacent. I was enjoying being a newly 18, 19-year-old at my first, like really living on my own. So, I wanted to go to school. That was my original plan, but sidetracked.
When you were at Davis-Monthan, did you live in the dorms or did you live off base?
No, I did both. I lived in the dorms for 8 months.
Okay.
And then I got out because I had a great first year.
Yes. So when I came in, I was in the dorms for like, I don't even remember how long it was. And at first I came in married. That was the thing. So I got married to my high school, I guess it would be my high school sweetheart, right? But I feel like it wasn't a sweetheart. But that whole thing people make up on, I feel like it's a TV thing, but
Yes,
maybe someone else's reality, but not mine. So, got married. My first base. So he had a Division I scholarship to a school. I can't remember now. It was East Coast. I'm not sure. And Division I, you're the first pick. You get that's the best of the best, right? So in my mind, I felt like my first base is Maelstrom, Montana. What kind of division anything you gonna be getting in Maelstrom? So he told me, he was like, I don't care. And I said, but long term, boo, you don't care. You want to be with me, but what we gonna do? Going to a school that ain't gonna really get you
exactly. You did all this work to go D1,
is Montana even going to let you play? Like, or are you going to come here? Like, we came in for school. Are you going to come here and even play? So, time went on, and that put like a wedge, because he started thinking that I didn't want him to be there at all because I was seeing somebody else. It was a whole big thing. But for me, I truly, like, we got goals. We got life goals. And when I came in the military, my goal was for school. So I was like, okay, well, I'm coming in for school. And I think if we had stayed married, maybe that would have deterred me being in for 20, or or my schooling, right? I would have focused on school. If we had stayed together, I would have focused on school, but we didn't. We didn't work out. And my choices was either go back to Baltimore to get divorced, or be married a year in Montana to get divorced in Montana. Well, I didn't have any leave. So I chose, I didn't have that. Well, maybe.
I know, a new airman, you just coming in. Yes.
So I made, like they say, you can do what you set your mind to. So if I had planned to go fly to Baltimore, get divorced, but I'm working with other people and their timing. So I was just like, you know what, let me stay in Montana for the year, stay married for that year, get divorced. Well, I got the divorce papers from the courts in Montana, had them sent to him. He ignored them.
Yes, I remember you telling me about this.
I said, oh, okay. Well, your next step is to have a sheriff give it to him. So that was my route. And at this point, I'm doing what I got to do, because this is where I want it to be, right? I mean, when we want our past to go specific ways, we think sometimes it don't work out in the way we think it's going to happen. But had him served, signed the papers, went to the courthouse. The judge was like, because it was just me, he was like, is there any way of reconciling this? I was like, nope. He was like, okay, sign the paper. I rolled out. I went in to work that morning as a different last name.
Yeah, I remember you told me this. You're like, listen, as soon as some divorce papers were done, I put on my little ABU top. I remember this. Yeah. Changed the name.
Because, I guess if I had planned it better, I would have already had my shirt done. But I took it because logistics. We got ins and out with people. I went to the seamstress with my name tag on my shirt. She did it in 5 minutes. I was like, boo, and we walked out. But it's just that back then, I don't know if I would have chose a different route, but my route is the one I'm on. So after that, what for me made me stay was, I just kept, I kept getting better assignments. I kept getting this different stuff. But what made you stay after that first enlistment? Are you on your first one, or are you on your second one now?
I'm still on my first.
Okay.
Even though I'm 8.5 years in the game now. Eight and a half. But I extended. I haven't re-enlisted, right? Yep. But what's made me stay is, so when I was in Arizona, which was great, like I said, I applied for the Equal Plus job over here in Hawaii, thinking I wasn't going to get it, right? But I was like, okay, there's only one spot for my skill level. Out of all the whole Air Force, I'm going to be able to get it. Whatever, I'll just put it on there, right? Careful what you wish for, right? Got that assignment like a couple of months later, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna do this.
You're doing it.
And yeah, I came here, and it has been a journey, as you know. Yes, it's been a journey. But honestly, I don't think I would change it. No, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change what I've been on.
With that, are we heading towards the 20, or are we seeing how it plays out?
Right now, we're seeing how it plays out. I kind of go back and forth after I had my daughter,
Okay.
Alina, for everybody who might not know. That really kind of made me focus more and just want a better life, right? I want a stable life for her.
Yeah.
So it's not just me. It's not just me and Josiah, my husband.
Mm-hmm.
It's all of us now. So right now I'm setting myself up. That's why I'm going to school right now, to ASU, for my bachelor's in psychology. And hopefully if we get to where we want to be in Arizona next year, I'll look into like real estate licensing and all that. But for right now, I'm in it. I'm still committed. So yeah.
So how is it being married, dual military?
Whew.
As far as having, so me, when I first had Brianna,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I was ready to listen. I'm ready to sign off any paper. Let me just let me just go. Just let me go, because mentally I can't do this. Like,
Yes, this is a lot. It is so much. People, I mean, maybe people do kind of tell you. I feel like people do tell you, just don't listen.
Some people tell you that. I mean, I know I told you, like, girl,
You definitely told me.
This ain't the business.
This ain't cute, girl. That's what you told me. This ain't cute.
I mean, people make it out to be cute, but it's like, it's a different, when you become a parent, it's a different, okay, everybody is a different parent, but my level of parenting, mentally, I'm not leaving my baby. Yes, I had my baby with this man, but this man ain't the one who gonna, he's not gonna be me.
I'm 100%, I'm mama.
Hey, I don't like people like, oh, you need a break. Okay, I'll have a break, but I'm coming back to my baby. Like, this, we're not doing no 6 months away. We're not FaceTiming. This is not a parent. No.
Agreed.
But is Josiah planning on staying in once?
So yeah, he's actually commissioning. He's planning on commissioning in October. So he's going for full 20.
Okay.
Yeah, so he made tech and he's eligible for master this year.
Okay.
So he's going full.
I mean,
going towards it.
So. You can go, boo.
Yes, you can do it.
Me and mine, I'm gonna stay right here, and we're gonna do this big. But once it becomes the officer line, it comes a whole nother pack up and go kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we prepared? Are we mentally prepared for this, or are we planning on staying?
We're getting mentally prepared.
That's it.
Hold on, you just wait. Say it again, because you just.
You said you're getting mentally prepared, right?
Yes, I'm getting mentally prepared.
Okay, because when you become an officer, you're no longer there for the 3-4 years that we are. It's where the Air Force needs you, but 20 years in that position is a whole different ballgame. It takes you to a different level, and that is, for me.
Ooh. Hold on, sorry. Where'd you go? Pretty sure that was a little alert telling us that it's crazy outside. Sorry.
Oh yeah. We have some crazy weather here too. So when Josiah crosses over, right? Is it going to start to play a part in the end of or is it going to happen when y'all move? How's that going to work out?
So we've been talking about this. We kind of go back and forth. Before, I wanted to get out because when you have your child, you have like a year to decide if you want to get out or not. Obviously, I'm past that year. We decided to leave here because Hawaii is extremely expensive, still active duty. So that was a decision that we made before Alina turned 1. So us leaving here, we're still going to be in. Or I'm still going to be in. But we did discuss it, and he's okay if I decided, wherever we go next, if I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and go to school, full time, that'd be great. So he's pretty supportive either way.
So when you say, how far do you have from your finishing your degree of where you want to be at, right? So are we doing bachelor's? Are we going to master's? I'm
going to do master's, but right now, just want to finish back. I did not think it was going to take this long for bachelor's. I don't know what was going on in my head, but I thought I was just going to take, a couple classes. No, it's a lot harder than you think with the kids. So anybody out there who does not have a child yet, and you said you were going to go to school. Do it.
Finish. So when I did in 2009, I deployed to Iraq. And that's when my bug hit, my school bug hit, right? That's because, you know, people be like, oh, you know, if you have to be ready. And that's the truth. You have to be mentally ready for it. But when my bug hit, I was deployed to Iraq. I was taking 3 classes. But being deployed, it was a different level, right? And I didn't have a child. So I was taking 3 classes. And what I would do is I would start a class, see how it worked, took another class, in between that class, then take another class. So I could work ahead because I was going to AMU where you could see all your work, where you could choose the class. So I chose like a hard class first, maybe a middle class, and then an easy class. Or sometimes it would be just 2 classes depending on how hard the work was, right? So once I finished, I had Brianna. I want to say it was I had like 2 classes left and I had Brianna.
This is your master's or your bachelor's?
It was my bachelor's.
Bachelor's. Okay.
I didn't finish my master's until after I was well into having a child. I finished so I started my master's right before I PCS'd from Germany to Hawaii.
Okay.
And then once I got to Hawaii, I hit the ground running. It had to be no more excuses, no more nothing, because when you put this child into this picture, it's like, okay, where are you gonna get this time at? Like, so at work, I'd be like,
yep, that's how it is.
Hey, finished. Okay, work ahead. Like, have my stuff. So that's what at some points, like, yeah, you can't. Let me say it like, oh, I'm gonna work ahead. I'm gonna do all this, but then life gets in the way, and but for me, it gives me real life anxiety to wait till the day of something is due. Yeah. And when that happened to me, people were like, you know, you get this into this groove, and when you have Reginald told me that into this groove, so. I ended up submitting a paper the day it was due, but my internet went out.
I was about to say, always something happens.
Yes. Jesus help me. Because I submitted it and the internet went out and I was like, what just happened? It was the last day of class. And my professor, I emailed the professor and we were ahead of him. He would not respond to me. He would not. Finally, he was like, when he did respond, it was like a day later. And he was like, well, we'll see what happens. He didn't grade it. He did not grade it. What I had to end up doing was emailing the school. And they were like, well, we made the decision and we decided that you have to retake the class. Skirt, pump your brakes. Because you know what entails with
what?
Yeah. They said that
class.
One assignment, the last assignment. Take a breath. We had to take a breath. I had to take a breath, right? Yes. She was like, I'm gonna say she, because the woman responded to me and was like, we've made the decision, but basically it's like a committee, and then you email this committee and they make the decision for you. I emailed the committee and they were like, well, if you can always go above us and go to basically the dean, right? So I looked at Reginald. I said, we emailing the dean. He said, okay. We typed up an email, and when I tell you we came for them and their policies, and that's what it has to come from. I'm not saying
halfway. You got to go.
So I'm coming for your throat because at this point, you're telling me that I submitted it, but you're a military friendly school.
Yes.
You telling me that you're basically, I emailed this man before the class closed out, before it was because of the time zone, it was hot mess, but I emailed him. I made sure I covered all my bases. I had the work done. It wasn't like I didn't do it and I was lying. I told the dean, I said, I do not appreciate the fact that I contacted the professor. I contacted the board. She was like, boop, 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 boop. Great, submitted. Oh, thank you, man.
It took all that, but okay.
But to see, the problem is, I say that to say this. People, regardless of what the situation is, they stop when somebody says, well, you have to do this extra step. Sometimes that extra step is that test on if you're willing to do what you say you're going to do to complete what you want. Because I could have just said, you know what?
Got to take this class again.
I already have the stuff. I already take it. No, I'm not. I will spend a week. I will spend the time it's going to take me to redo this class, talking to whoever I need to talk to, email whoever. Because Girl, them classes is like $1,300.
Yeah, you make that kind of money on top. And I did it already. You mean to tell me you submitted it, you did the work, and you gonna pay?
Like I did the work. Like so,
Couldn't be me.
everything we want in life is achievable. People just limit themselves to what they're capable of doing and not pursuing the dreams that they have because something, a hiccup in the road, somebody said no, or that person you work with turns around and is that deterrence for you. But nobody in your surrounding areas can change what you think about yourself. Nobody can take your joy. Remember, you allow people to tell you or pull you down because nobody's. We all can achieve what we want to achieve. So we choose what we choose to do. But for me, with your degree, how far are you from your bachelor's?
So I have until next year, like later next year.
How much classes do you have left?
Hmm?
How much classes do you have left?
I think it was 16 credits.
Okay.
So, yeah, 16 credits. I'm in the upper level classes right now. So
are you just taking one class at a time or are you taking?
I am. I was trying to do, so with, I kind of have a little story going off of what you were saying.
All right, go ahead, girl.
Because my I wanted to really go to school, start going full press with it, was when I had Alina.
Okay.
Which most people are like, no, don't do that. Get used to being a mom, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Okay, I can do both because I put my mind to, obviously I'm going to be a mom, but I also want to be successful, right? I want to do what I set out to do.
Yes.
So I remember I went in there, Alina was like 2.5 months old, and went into the education office and told them that I wanted to submit for TA. They're like, wait, you just had her, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, okay, that's fine. And they're like, don't you have to study for tech too? I'm like, yeah.
I mean, why are you worried about me?
Right, I got it. I got my support. You see my husband right here. I got my support system. Yeah. We gonna do it. And so last year I ended up taking 8 or 9 classes. Obviously studying for tech as well. Yeah. And I don't know if I told you I got to promote now.
Oh, yeah.
In the squadron. So, I've been working for what I want. Yes. So I really like how you said that. You don't just take somebody else saying, oh,
never take. So somebody will, there's always people that will test. Like there's people to put into your place that will test what you're really, truly willing to do for yourself. And then there's some that are true supporters. Like, hey, you want to do this? I got you. But it's what you're willing to do for yourself. Like it's easy to say, I can't have that. I can't do that. We can do anything we want to do. So with the masters, what I did, I ended up having to pay out of pocket for my masters, right? The TA covered only to a certain amount. And I want to say I have to pay, it's like 300, 500. Those numbers keep popping into my head, but I'm not 100% sure. But people forget that you can reclaim that on taxes.
Exactly.
So you're not losing anything. It's just a temporary for right now. Like, what are you willing to do for what you want to do? That's what it boils down to. What are you, because the guy was like, oh, TA only covers this much. Okay, we good.
And there's FAFSA, there's scholarships, which me and Josiah both did.
Look, the FAFSA and all that stuff. Look, I logged on. I said, what is this?
Yeah, it FAFSA. That's a whole nother beast.
I was like, Reginald, what is this? He was like, I'm like, okay, skip. I'm just gonna go ahead and pay for this right now.
Oh, okay.
For me, it was just easier. Sometimes I'm a convenience kind of person, and sometimes when them extra steps, if I can pay for something and not have to deal with the 10 steps to take to get to it, I'm gonna do it because hey, all you have to say nothing but a word, but you get this back in taxes. Yes. Okay, boo. You just
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, that FAFSA, it was worth the little 20 hours that I put into it. It's I was like, okay, I better get something because this too much. I have to go and get my spouse's taxes, my taxes. Just too much.
What? And then you know how, because Reginald was in, I was in with too. Like if I had went in solo dolo, maybe it wouldn't have been so many steps. But they wanted to say, man, you truly don't need this, but go about your business, right?
Yeah. You got it.
But hey, I took my little hint and roll with it. So, but even for my masters, I did the same thing. I ended up having to go to TUI because they offered free books, online books within the class. So this is something you might want to look into. I'm not sure how in depth, or you when you start using TA, you might want to do an in school thing.
Mm-hmm.
But with the TUI, I ended up going 2 classes. Yeah, it was 2 classes at a time. Like, but I did the halfway through, do another one, halfway, not full on full schools, because they were all writing. So what I had to do was, it was no test. It was all writing. Everything was writing. So you did 2 papers and they were 2 weeks long. And I did the accelerated class. So
Mm-hmm.
it was what, 8 weeks long, but 2 weeks, no, yeah, something like that. 8 weeks, but
Mm-hmm.
you have 2 weeks to do one session. So, hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I think at one point I had to pay for a class out of pocket, the whole class, because the TA had ran out. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, you know how you get to that point where you say you could wait till the stuff start, or you could just go with it. And
Just go, keep
I was
going.
like, I gotta do this because this little person, she be taking up all my baby time. Like the little time you did had a long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
when you was cute, sitting down, chilling with with people. Like, what you doing, man? Like,
Yes.
we could be typing a paper. That's in my thought. Like, when people are like, you want to go out? Yes, I do.
I do, but can I?
Like, should I? Like, but I got a paper to write.
Mm-hmm.
Should I do, like, or
Sometimes
like, when you get home, you be like, okay, since I decided to go out, let me finish this paper. But you know what? I truly believe that whatever you have in mind to do, that you are well past capable of doing it, and it's all in your hands, because nobody else can pursue the dreams that you want to pursue the way you want to do it,
That
or
is
give
true.
you the dreams. So, well, let me see what else we could hash into.
Okay.
You,
Wait, can I ask a question before you? Okay. So we did talk about how you took these classes with Brianna. How was it hard? Like, I know it's hard. It's obviously hard, but how did you prioritize, like, that this is just a temporary, something temporary to get to your bigger goal, right?
so for me, when I was taking my classes, I would literally, when I tell you, lose sleep. I would lose sleep, because in the end, I had a goal that in my mind, I should have already completed by the time I had her, because I was
Mm-hmm.
well into my career, right? I had already been in for a good long time. But life got
Mm-hmm.
into it. So I would be like, literally nights, I would be staying up and I would type out the paper, finish an assignment. But for me, I was working ahead, right? So I wasn't at the week. So whatever week I was in, I made sure
Mm-hmm.
that I had the stuff so I could just post it once it came up. Like, knowing the papers, I would type up the papers. Sometimes your grind has to be stronger than your will to quit. And it's like, you sit there and you say, okay, I have this child that wants my time, but I have this paper that's due. When she goes to sleep, sometimes it takes you staying up just that extra hour to see what you can get seeing. But what makes you stay up is not just like, okay, yeah, I have this paper to do, because tiredness takes over. It's like, yo, I'm
Mm-hmm.
so exhausted. But if you get to the point where you're like completely exhausted and like you can't bounce back to the morning, right? So your morning time, you find out like you have to drink coffee. I don't drink coffee, but my bounce back time was, okay, yep. So it was stay up an hour later, even 2 hours later than she went to sleep, and type it up. If she would wake up, because Brianna didn't sleep through the night,
Mm-hmm.
never, like, and neither does RJ. So it's really, I don't know what the sleep through the night baby is. So if you
Yeah.
have that, yes, girl.
Alina, she's sleeping. She sleeps through the night.
Hey, I know, right? Let's not quick.
Yeah, hold on.
But so because she sleeps through the night, that gives you the ample opportunity to, like, literally everything else has to be paused. It has to. Like, say, us as women, well, me, I'm gonna say me, I'm gonna talk about me.
Okay.
I feel like I have to wash the dishes, I have to do this, I have to do this. But you have to say to yourself, those dishes will truly be okay. You can do it before you go to sleep, but take that hour, like, literally set an alarm on your phone, put your phone down, silence it. If they ain't damn dying, they don't need a response. So
Mm-hmm.
what I would do is, like, literally type it out, right? And as I've been going on now, I took a couple courses. I learned about your energy and how the people you interact with in your daily, how they take from your energy, right?
Mhm.
When you don't sleep, you keep going. That takes from your energy, and you can't pour from an empty cup. So for me, the taking that hour, like literally saying, okay, as soon as she goes to sleep,
Mhm.
this next hour, I have to do this work. I'm going to do this work. If you want to give yourself an hour and a half, however long you feel as though it's benefits you, and how long that assignment is, right? Because you can do, if you can do 2 assignments in that 1 hour, then that's the time you use, right?
Yeah.
So you take that hour, and then whatever else needs to be done around the house can be done later. It can be done because that's the bug that stops you from doing it, because then you start going down this rabbit hole. Like,
You do. I
I have to
think
wash dishes. I have to clean up all these toys. I have to do this. I have to do that. It's like
it's a lot.
now it's midnight and you really have to go to sleep, because now you got to get up in the morning and
You gotta go to work.
and get this child ready and go deal with these people that
Yes, yes.
all they're gonna do is take your energy anyway.
Mhm.
So for me, I say literally, as soon as she goes to bed,
Mhm.
when you get up, when she's down, an hour, like take an hour time. If you need 2 hours to complete what you need to complete, depending on how your class is or whatever you're trying to do, you need to take it. And then when you're at work, right, we take breaks. We need to take a break. We because I already know how that
You already
building,
know.
I already
Mhm.
know how that building is. So you have to take a break. It's like smokers take smoke breaks, right? You don't
Mhm.
smoke. You like literally just go. If you have to just takes 2 seconds to go out that back door and
Yeah.
take a breath, like literally breathe, because that helps you recuperate your energy. And everything you work in an office that you see
Everything.
all the negativity, like
Yes. And it's all trapped.
every like you know what? And I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like another thing I've learned is it's okay to say no. Like
I
I
struggle with
cannot
that.
do this.
I struggle so hard with that.
Yes, and that's where you have to this is where you have to rein it in, right? Somebody comes in and be like, "Hey, I need this. You mind doing this?" No,
You actually.
I do mind. And you can like literally, I'm telling you now, start making people make appointments. Like I know it's already how y'all work, certain appointment times, but if you know you're to the max and where you can't do nothing, you can't even get a breath,
Mhm.
stop and be like, I can help you, but in an hour, right? I can
I've been
help you.
doing better at that. I will say that I've been trying to do how you're talking about the smoke breaks and everything. I try to do my meditation breaks.
Yes,
I like my little Headspace app and just go out to my car for like 10, 15 minutes.
yes.
God, when I actually do it, it helps so much. Like I actually become, I don't know, I come back in, I'm like, okay,
Yes.
I can actually do whatever I need to
It's
do, right?
real. It's
Overwhelmed.
real. People don't believe it, but it's like I wish I knew what I knew then,
Of
what I know
course.
now then, because it's like you go all the time, and then everybody takes from you. But then the minute you need something, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Mm.
I I need to come back to
That's
you.
you.
Yeah, I need. I'm not, hmm.
Yeah.
I can, but I have this appointment I gotta go to, right? But an hour ago you were in my office, and I told you I couldn't, but you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here to tell you that it is absolutely okay to say no. No is a full sentence, and if it takes you a little bit to say no, and you can't just say no, say I gotta know. Look, pull out your calendar, girl.
Right. I got an appointment.
I got a slot. I can fit you in an hour.
Yeah.
I got a slot. I can fit you in tomorrow at the same time. Like, don't have to remember you have goals and priorities. You still have work you got to get done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the military sets us up to think that our time isn't our time. But that's
Mm-hmm.
not true. Like you are in the military, but at some point you have to still take care of you, because you can't be that whole person if everybody's always taking from you and you have no way to recuperate what you've lost from these negative people that have come into the office thinking they're more important than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hope that it's gotten better since I left, but probably not, because it's a great location, right?
Like I said,
Long
everything
Beach.
in that building.
It's
Yes.
yeah, that place. But I would love to tell you that you are absolutely more than capable of telling them people no
Yeah.
and accomplishing everything you need to accomplish, because not one of them is going to help you take care of that child or get you that degree that you are pushing for.
You ain't lying.
So, but other than that, is there something that you feel as though you want to discuss about anything?
Um, okay, so we talked about that, and
Mhm.
is this what you do in your everyday life now? Because I will say, I know everybody says don't, what is it? Don't emulate, don't look at somebody else's life and want their life. And I'm not saying that at all. But you have been like my, I would say, big sister slash mom, especially when you were here.
Yeah.
You know what you've done. Um, but you always seem to like have it all together. Like
So,
you always got it. And
listen,
I
what
strive.
I truly believe, like, people will tell you, show up as you are. Don't nobody care. Like, I wear yoga pants and sports bras and everything every day. I'll be cute for y'all when I come on these videos. Like, but that's my life, right? And I learned really fast after this pandemic that our expectations of people and things, of how we expect them to go, is what disappoints us. So for me, um, Brianna's homeschooling and RJ's here. RJ doesn't learn like Brianna did, right? So sitting down saying ABCs, ABCs don't work for him. He is at 100 pace all over the house,
Mhm.
like 10 different areas. And I learned to let him be him, because that's what it ends up being. And on Wednesdays, I do my videos, and sometimes, you okay?
Yeah, I have plants in here, so now it's
Little
attracting.
channel.
Mm-hmm.
So Brianna starts class at 8 o'clock. I start her in her class. I have RJ. He does. Listen, in every house, every over the house, there's toys, there's something, there's a monster truck, there's this, there's that, and I've learned to not try to be perfection, right? Because nobody's perfect. That's where it comes down to. Like, people want to tell you, oh, you have to be this, you have to be that. So I do 1,000 things, but you know what? It's like I stop expecting it to be the way I think it's going to be,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how you fail, because you expect it to be perfection. So when, like in my marriage, I literally one day I was like, I can't expect this man to be me. That's what it boils down to, because
Mm-hmm.
I want him to be me. I want him to do the things I do. I want him to do it the way I do it. And then when he doesn't, I'm like, what's wrong with you? But
Sorry.
what's wrong? I gotta say what's wrong with me, right? Because he isn't me. So for
Yeah.
me, the learning thing was not expecting everybody to be perfect. And you can do as much things as you want to do. It's just what you expect of it. So I don't know if I answered that. Did I
You
answer?
did. You did. You did. I need to apply it to my life.
I do. I do 100 things. I do. But see, for me is when you say you want to do something, you have to do it, right? So you want to be in school, you want to be a mother. No, there's no perfect mother, right? You are who you are. You are the mother you were made to be.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't be how your mother was. You can't be how anybody else is. You can be the mother you. So the love, the affection, the things that you do for your child, the attention you show her is what you show her. And sometimes it's okay to take that minute to be by yourself. And that's what I've learned 100%. And I feel like everyone should learn that early on, because you will kill yourself trying to be this mother that's there for them 1000%. And then you're tired and stressed out. And it's like, it's okay to take a breath and literally go to your car. No, it's all good.
Literally.
Nobody wants to talk until you get on to just you doing something.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody cares about you till you get on a
You
live
gotta
or a
do
video.
something. So you tell them you have to do something.
Yes.
I'm
So,
gonna be out for about an hour and a half. But anyways.
but yes, it's okay to say I'm going to go to the store by myself. It's okay to have this minute by myself. It's okay for Josiah, or even if you need a time for you and Josiah, it's okay for somebody to come watch Elena, right? It's okay. It's okay. I,
I struggle
me
with it.
and I at this point, your struggle has to be your starting point has to be you letting Josiah watch her, and then you going taking 30 minutes, right, or an hour, however much. And if it's just going to sit in the car, like just go sit in the car for 30 minutes. But we got to get goals in line and things we want to do. We have to start aligning them. So if he is capable of being at home and you taking an hour to go, if you can hotspot your Wi-Fi and or go to the library. I mean, I don't know how it's working with the corona. That is a whole different thing. Or even go to the building when nobody's there, right? Because nobody will never know you're in. Okay, we're gonna move on with that one.
We're gonna move on.
We're gonna.
But I was with you up until then. Yes.
I know. Well, I mean,
I will say, so Josiah, he's really good at. He's very supportive, and he tries to do that for me, right? Like,
but you're the block.
Go take your time, and I'm like, I just want to be on. I want to be perfect. And me and my mom talked about that too. And she's like, you need to stop this whole, you need to be perfect mindset.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if other people felt that same way.
No. It took me, when I tell you my struggle, RJ is 2, he about to be 3. I didn't realize it till last month. I mean, I like last month, girl.
That was your moment.
We had a lot of things to lead up to my moment, right? But my moment of, like, because he's really attached. I hate leaving him. Like, if he say I want to go and he showed me them eyes, girl. Come on, baby, let's go together. Yeah, we could do this. Like, I can move with him. Like, sometimes it takes me a little longer, but I can move. But I had to learn, like, literally get in my car and go. Like, go. He will adapt and know that, okay, mommy. So I usually tell him now, I got an appointment, you can't go. And like the last couple of times I've said I've had to go, he's like, okay. And I will, look, girl, get your purse, go quick. I'm gone. But perfection isn't a real thing. It is not. And you being a perfect mother means having time for yourself. That's perfection, because now you have time to recuperate the struggle that you've been struggling to be that perfection for her. Like, if you leave for an hour, that hour it's not gonna destroy her life. Like, it's just gonna help you and build. Because when you come back, she's like, mommy, like, oh my. So, but you saying that all the time, she loves you to death, but it's always us. It's me and you and whoever else. It's us that's hard to leave. It's not the child, because if you tell the child, like, baby, mommy has to go, I'll be back, and roll out, they don't know a difference. They don't know anything. That time isn't making you a bad mother. That time makes you better. It makes you stronger, because it allows you to be that better woman when you come back. Because, girl, I thought perfection was a real thing. I did. But I've had a couple of readings. I've had a couple everything. I've had a lot of look throughs. I've had a lot of life.
We don't have to discuss off, off camera.
Yes. We come back and it's not a real thing. Perfection is not real. And we can strive to be the best us, but not perfect, because perfection is something you're trying to achieve that you will never achieve, because nobody is perfect. They're not. And the expectation of somebody else being perfection is where we fail. So if you ever look at a situation and you be like, I am so disgusted at you for what you did, stop and think, were you disgusted for what they did, or disgusted because you thought that they would do better for you, right? Because nobody's going to do for you the way you would do for yourself. And that's what it boils down to. So perfection, you got to remember, it does not exist. It doesn't.
I have to beat that in my head, and I'm trying the whole let go, how you said with the like with dishes and stuff, and because I tried to do it all, right? Like, I don't like to ask for help, so I don't even ask Josiah until it's like, until it boils up and you're like, dang.
No, so you so mad that he didn't pay attention to the fact that you was doing these dishes and that stuff and this and this and this and this, and he's sitting there. But remember, who are you mad at? You for not saying nothing, or him for not paying attention? And that's a whole nother topic that we can get into, about the fact that nobody's like, we sit in the same house, we seen the same thing, like,
yes.
But it all comes down to, because you're trying to be airman, a mother, a wife, and then a you want to be a Darlene, right? You want to be who you want to be, this young girl that used to just not have no care in the world. Now you got to work, you got to
I
pay,
got everything.
you got to
What's
take.
for dinner?
Yeah,
Look, that's me.
who decided what? Can you just make a piece of toast? Like, what
No,
did
I
you
don't want toast. I
what
want
did
that.
you say before
Okay.
we met?
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yes. So other than that, is that all you wanted to know?
Yes, that was it.
Well, I thank you for spending time with me.
No problem. Thank
And
you for having me.
we're doing a mental health one next I went in June. So in June we were going to do a mental health. What I'm going to do, the way I'm going to do it is it's going to be a group conversation, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do what my max of people is going to be, because I want it to be, it's going to be me and Reginald and then the other people. So if I don't know if it's going to be 4 or 6 having a
Mhm.
conversation about, just so it can bring awareness and see how certain people deal with how they, how they've dealt with what they've been through, or somebody on that call can help them get to where they want to be.
Oh, I can't wait.
So, but
Decide if you don't know who you want to pick. I mean,
I got you, boo.
that's good.
No, I say if
Yeah.
it's gonna be a live, it's gonna be a live, and
Okay.
it's gonna be an evening one.
Okay.
So it's gonna be in the evenings and it's gonna be live. So I can send the link out. If you want to come in, you can come in. If not, then
Okay.
we're gonna have it. I'm gonna still do it on Wednesdays.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how long that series will run for, just depending on how much attraction it gets in the
Okay.
beginning.
Cool.
Okay.
Wait.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.